Madison and SC Paderborn ahead of our international friendly tomorrow night, Wednesday, the 15th of June at 7 p.m. We're going to start off with brief introductions, followed by two statements, one per each club, and then we'll open up the floor for questions, all right? So we're just going to go down the line here. If you could just introduce yourself into the microphone for us, and then we'll go into our statements.
Morning, Mitchell Osmond here.
Morning, Andrew Ramanu.
Hello, Mac Laser, I'm the head coach at Forward Madison.
Good morning, Keith Tiemeyer, Director of Soccer Operations and Development for Forward Madison.
Morning, Fabian Holmuth, CEO of SC Paderborn.
Good morning, Felix Platter. I'm there.
Good morning, Carol Reinhold. I'm just translating today.
Perfect, thank you all. All right, now we'll go into a statement from Forward Madison, given by Keith Tiemeyer.
Once again, good morning, everybody, and welcome. Very excited to host another international friendly here in Madison. It continues a trend of Forward Madison hosting these international exhibitions in addition to our USL League One season and our US Open Cup games that we've had in the past. Very excited to have new friends from Paderborn, and with that, willkommen in Madison.
Ja, thank you. Ich versuche es auf Deutsch oder nicht auf Englisch. Picaro übersetzt. Ja, guten Morgen an alle. Erstmal vielen Dank für die Einladung und heute und vielen Dank für die Einladung vorgestern zum Barbecue, in dem wir sehr viele familiäre und integrative Momente erlebt haben. Vor allen Dingen war das Essen gut. Was wir nicht wussten, dass wir uns an das Wetter gewöhnen mussten oder müssen. Gestern mit Hagel und Wind und einem offensichtlichen Tornado und ja, heute mit 40 Grad in der Sonne. Also wir freuen uns auf das morgige Spiel und ja, freuen uns, hier sein zu dürfen.
Okay, I'm just translating to get all the details right. So he basically said thank you for the invitation today, and thank you for the invitation to the game, and especially to the barbecue a few days ago. The food was awesome. It was great to get to know everybody on a more personal level, and we still have to get used to the weather here. Yesterday was raining and a thunderstorm and tornado and everything, and today is sunny, but we are really happy and excited to be here, and we are looking forward to the game tomorrow.
Perfect, all right, now we'll move into questions for the press conference. So if you have a question in person, just raise your hand and we'll get you the microphone. Perfect.
This is for the Paderborn folks. What would a successful U.S. tour be? Like, what were your goals to get out of this trip? Have you achieved them? And what do you hope to get out of this game tomorrow night?
Also gut, in erster Linie geht es ja darum, dass wir uns optimal auf die Zweitligasaison vorbereiten und wir hier einfach sportlich sehr professionelle Bedingungen vorfinden. Das haben wir in Minnesota vorgefunden, finden wir auch hier vor. Also der Rasen gestern in der Universität, auch hier das Stadion, das innerstädtische Stadion ist spannend, familiär und die Mischung aus optimaler sportlicher Vorbereitung und diesen Momenten in einem anderen Land, andere Menschen kennenzulernen, war für uns schon auch ausschlaggebend, dann hier zu spielen in Madison und glauben, dass beide Aspekte eben auch dazu führen, erfolgreich auch eine neue Zweitligasaison zu starten.
Our main goal here is, because it's a training camp, to prepare for our next season and just improve our skills, get better every day, and we see that we have very professional conditions here with the soccer field, with the practice field at the university. We started in Minnesota and we also see it here, which is awesome for us because we get to prepare really well for the next season. And obviously the stadium is special because it's in the middle of the city, and we love to see that. It's a great experience for our players, and we are just here to get to know the culture a little bit, have different conditions, get used to it, and get the challenges or do them together and then get better and prepare for the next season, because that's our main goal, to have a good season in the second Bundesliga.
So how has it been managing the finances that came around COVID these past few years? Is it something that's been very difficult? Is it something that you're seeing an improvement on? Is this helping? What's kind of that been these past few years?
Was waren die Challenges oder die Schwierigkeiten wegen Corona in den letzten Jahren und wie haben wir es gemeistert, das mit der Saison und alles hinzubekommen?
Naja gut, am wichtigsten im Fußball sind natürlich schon Emotionen. Emotionen von den Zuschauerrängen, ja, wovon auch die Spieler auf dem Platz leben. Und natürlich hat uns das in erster Linie gefehlt, also der Geist des Fußballs und das infolgedessen natürlich auch die Finanzen und die Einnahmen zu kurz kamen, war die Konsequenz. Aber in Paderborn haben wir schon immer moderat gewirtschaftet, haben vielleicht auch weniger ja, auch Defizite erwirtschaftet als andere Vereine und deswegen sind wir eigentlich relativ gesund aus dieser Corona-Krise herausgekommen und ja, sind finanziell weiterhin auch nach Corona relativ gut aufgestellt. Sind möglicherweise, und das gehört zur Wahrheit eben auch dazu, vielleicht weniger abhängig von Zuschauereinnahmen, haben im Vergleich vielleicht zu anderen Vereinen ein kleineres Stadion und erzielen unsere Einnahmen auch hauptsächlich mehr aus Transfererlösen als aus Zuschauereinnahmen.
Okay, so first of all, it was difficult for us too because obviously soccer depends on the emotions and everything is about the emotions and the fans and the players love it too, they enjoy it and they need it too. So that was the tough part about COVID, but at the same time we have always been economically strong as a club and we also got strong out of the COVID season and that was not a problem in that way for us and not as much as it was for other clubs, which was awesome for us. But to be honest, we also don't get that much money from the fans that come to the stadium, but more so from transfers of players and stuff like that. So it was tough for us because of the emotions and we would have loved to have the fans there, but it was not as bad for us as it was for other clubs.
All right, we're going to move into a couple questions just pre-submitted for our guys. So this one goes out to Mitch. Mitch, what is it like as a player to play in an international friendly of this caliber?
Yeah, it's a great opportunity, a great experience. It's not something that happens too often in the USL, so I think as a playing group and as a club we have we're quite lucky that we get to do this and we get to have a club at the caliber of Paderborn and we're really looking forward to it.
Next question goes to Andrew. So Andrew, we had the opportunity to eat a dinner on Sunday night with the Paderborn folks. What was it like to have conversations with, you know, folks from Germany and to hear their experiences so far on the trip?
Yeah, I mean, again, anytime you get the chance, the opportunity to meet people from other cultures, other environments, and get to talk to them about, you know, the experiences that they've had in their careers, where they're coming from since they've been here. It's a great opportunity to take advantage of. At the end of the day, like, football is a world game, and that's, I think, the greatest thing about the game. And so to be able to interact with people from all over the world, like I said, having opportunities like that, it's a special thing, and we're grateful for it.
And Matt, a question for you. So what can the technical staff learn from an international friendly just as a whole, but this one in particular? What you know, challenges does this international friendly offer you, but also what learnings can be brought from it?
Yeah, it's always a fantastic opportunity to test yourself against a higher level club, a club you know, with the backing and the support that Paderborn have. I think as a staff, we're looking to use it as an opportunity to get some guys some minutes who maybe haven't had some of our younger players who haven't had a chance. It's a fantastic opportunity for them. And then with some of our regulars, a chance to just continue to build continuity against a high level opponent and test ourselves. So, you know, from that perspective, it's a challenge, but we're also very excited to take part in the contest.
Good morning. For you guys that have come here, you've been here for a while in the U.S., what's been your initial impression on soccer culture here in the United States?
ist schon auf jeden Fall interessant zu beobachten, dass hier insbesondere auch im Spiel jetzt gegen Minnesota sehr viel Wert auch auf Kommerz gelegt wird, dass die Stimmung auch unabhängig vom Ergebnis immer positiv ist. Das ist in Deutschland auch ein Unterschied. Wenn man zurückliegt, kommen dann schon mal auch ein paar Pfiffe von den Rängen. Das ist hier anders. Hier wird das Erlebnis immer positiv gefeiert, auch unabhängig vom Ergebnis. Das wird daran liegen, möglicherweise, dass man nicht absteigen kann, dass es vielleicht eher ums Erlebnis geht, als um den Tabellenstand. Das ist schon erstmal ein Unterschied von den Rängen, auch der Unterschied zwischen der MLS und der Bundesliga, vielleicht auch zwischen den Zuschauern. Und dass die Gegner und auch nach unserem Beobachten möglicherweise weniger taktisch geprägt sind und mehr von auch Individualisten leben als vielleicht vom Zusammenspiel. So zumindest der erste Eindruck, ohne jetzt da ganz in die Tiefe gehen zu können.
Our first impression of soccer here is that it's more about the experience in the stadium and the feeling of the fans and how they feel. They're always happy at the games. They always have a positive attitude. Always are grateful to be there. And no matter the result, it's always a positive vibe in the stadium, which is different to the Bundesliga. Because if we have a bad game, it can happen that we get booed by the fans and stuff like that. Maybe it's because here in the US, if you lose or if you have a bad season, you don't have to go a league down, and that's different in the Bundesliga. So there's a lot more that depends on how you play, and maybe that's a reason why it is that way. But we enjoy it, obviously, and it's great to have that positive vibe. And at the same time, more tactical regarding the soccer, our feeling is that it's more about individual players and not as much about tactics and tactical plays within the team. But that's just our first impression. We only played one game, but we are happy that it's such a great vibe in the stadium everywhere, no matter the result.
What would be your pitch to a U.S. fan that hasn't entered, like isn't a fan of a Bundesliga team yet, or even a German team in general? What would be your pitch to them to be a fan of Paderborn?
Was wäre dein Was würdest du einem Fan sagen, der hier noch kein Fan von der Bundesliga ist, warum man ein Fan von Paderborn sein sollte?
Ja, weil wir ein familiärer Verein sind, weil wir jetzt auch nach Corona gute Stimmung auf den Rängen haben, weil wir vor allen Dingen einen sehr offensiven, einen attraktiven, einen nach vorn gerichteten Fußball spielen und weil wir viele junge Leute im Team haben und um den Verein herum, die viel Spaß vermitteln, oft gute Laune haben, trotzdem professionell sind und deshalb ist jedem zu raten, Fan vom SC Paderborn zu werden, auch als Amerikaner.
There are a lot of reasons why we want someone to be a SC Paderborn fan, or we think he should be. First of all, we are a club that's all about the personal level and the personal interaction between club employees and the players. And we play a really attractive and aggressive soccer, which goes a lot, it's just aggressive when we play hard and passionate. And at the same time, we are really professional and we always have a good vibe. Even after COVID in the stadium, we always have a big party when we have games in the stadium. So there are many reasons. We play attractive soccer and we have a great vibe within the club and between the fans.
Perfect. We're going to move to two pre-submitted questions. These are both for Andrew and Mitch as well. Andrew, Mitch, there's been quite a lot of energy around the club with the last couple, home games and wins and everything like that. What does this string of, 3 home games do for a squad like you guys that really, feed off this energy?
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear, this is my first year in the league and it's pretty clear that Madison has a unique atmosphere that you just don't get in other clubs around the league. So for us to have that 12th man and the support of the club and to reward them with some positive results recently, you feel the energy lifting, and then on the back of those 2 wins, we have this game to provide a unique experience for the fans and to show off a little bit about Madison and what we do and what we create here to our opponents on Wednesday. So it's exciting, it's good for us, it's good for the fans, and we hope it's a good Wednesday night.
Yeah, I think the best way I can think about it and describe it is that, you know, it creates this ping pong effect within the community, within the atmosphere, within our relationship with the fan group. You know, our energy rises because of our results, the fans' energy rises because of our results, it comes back to us, it goes back to them, and it continues to rise from there collectively. So being a part of something like that, where you feel united for a common goal, not just with the 11, not just with the 23, with the coaching staff, but with 3, 4, 5,000, and then to know that it extends outside of the stadium walls as well. It's something that you find fulfillment in, and you feel fulfilled being a part of it. So, yeah, I think that the run that we've had, we have to continue to do the things we've been doing, stay consistent, stay vigilant, stay on top of the work we've been doing. But certainly this run of home games, this run of form, has been uplifting for everyone, I think, around the team.
And then the second question that we had, this is kind of a fun one, is one of the reporters was wondering if either of you are fans of like clubs abroad, and if you've been abroad, like what has your soccer experience been like, you know, just outside of the United States?
Yeah, obviously I am from abroad, so I did grow up supporting foreign clubs, and it's only in my recent time that I've become accustomed to American football, or American soccer, sorry. But I think in my experience, in my time in Europe, it's a different world over there. This game is like a religion. I haven't actually been to Germany, but the other countries I've been to, I mean, the fans, the players, the clubs, they live, they breathe it. The results are everything to these people, and you know, it's growing here, but it's also unique. There's a culture developing in this country that isn't the same, and it's not a copy of anywhere else in the world. And I think to embrace that and to enjoy it and experience the game in a different way. I think Andrew said earlier, you know, it's the world game, and we get to interact and enjoy each other and learn about different cultures. And the US provides a different culture to the rest of the world. So I hope the guys from Paderborn enjoy that, and I'll continue to enjoy it here as well.
Team you supported, Rob?
Chelsea.
There it is. I'm a Manchester United fan myself. My experiences abroad, I've never had the opportunity to play professionally abroad. When I was in youth academies growing up, went overseas to Europe to play a handful of times. But the experiences that I've had going to competitions, soccer games in Europe, I think the best way to liken it to an American atmosphere is to describe it as, you know, American football, but in every single town, in every single county, state within that country. You know, there's only 32 NFL teams, 30, 32, something like that. And every single one of them is this huge ordeal. It's a huge exposition, huge show on a Sunday, 16 times a year. 17 this past season. 38 games in England, I believe, and you're around that for most of the domestic leagues in Europe. Like, that's 38 weeks of this huge spectacle every weekend for 9 months out of the year or so. And the I think the duration of that alone, if you can imagine a football season going 9 months or 10 months, like I think you start to understand the passion that the rest of the world has for football, and it was certainly fun for me to experience the times that I've been over there.
This is for the Madison guys, specifically Matt and Keith. What do you guys hope to take away from, this whole experience? Obviously, Keith on the business side of things. Matt, like, what's your directive to players tomorrow? What do you hope to get out of it as a technical staff?
Yeah, I guess I'll wait for the mics. Yeah, I mean, our directive is to, first and foremost, enjoy the game. It's not a league game, so, certainly we want to perform well and win at home, no matter who the opponent is, but really for our guys, it's more of it's an opportunity. For some of these guys, it'll be their first time playing against international competition, to see the level, to see how they go about their business, the way that they communicate, the way that they work, the organization. I think it will be eye-opening for some of our players, and I think that's sort of priceless, that experience. Apart from that, we want to enjoy it, we want to compete, and then obviously with some of our core group, continue to build continuity and understanding, and so we can translate those results into league play.
We had a question just come in from the live stream. This is for the Paderborn folks. What has been the most enjoyable part of the trip so far, whether it be like a food that you've tried, an experience that you've had? What has been the most fun thing that you've done so far?
Also ich glaube, dass die ganze Reise für uns eine tolle Erfahrung ist, ob es jetzt das Essen ist, ob es die Spiele sind. Wir waren ja jetzt auch schon beim Baseballspiel oder das Spiel gegen Minnesota ist natürlich für alle, die von uns noch nicht in Amerika waren, eine tolle Sache, weil wir neue Eindrücke sehen und uns auch ein bisschen was abgucken können. Und es macht auf jeden Fall sehr Spaß hier, auch wenn es für uns ein bisschen anstrengend ist, aber es ist auf jeden Fall eine tolle Erfahrung.
The entire training camp and the entire tour has been fun so far. We had, obviously the culture is different and we enjoy it, even if it's the food or the game against Minnesota. We also have been at the baseball game of the Twins, which was an awesome experience for everybody who hasn't been in the US. So we enjoy every part of the culture and every part of the tour and training camp, even though it's a little exhausting at times, but it's totally worth it, and we just enjoy the entire time.
Well, you guys have been having a lot of fun. Anytime you do any international trip, there's always some concerns. What have been some of your concerns with reaching out to an international fan base on this trip?
Was sind die Sorgen, die wir haben, wenn wir international Fanbase ansprechen bei gehen und hier ein Training geben?
Ich habe nicht ganz verstanden. Also was sind die Herausforderungen und die Sorgen? Ja, im Grunde haben wir wenig Sorgen, um nochmal auf die Frage davor einzugehen. Also erstmal ist hier vor Ort alles größer. Die Stadien sind größer, die Autos sind größer. Gestern waren wir im Steak-Restaurant, das Steak war auch größer als in Deutschland. Very big steak, 1 Kilo. Und die Herausforderungen sind natürlich die, wenn man aus Deutschland hier anreist und einen langen Trip macht, natürlich den Biorhythmus, der für Sportler sehr wichtig ist, sich auch mit der Zeitverschiebung eben darauf einzustellen. Ich habe schon, wie gesagt, überraschend für uns die Wetterbedingungen angesprochen, gestern Sturm, heute 40 Grad. Und natürlich sind es die Reiseherausforderungen, Busfahrten, Flüge etc., aber da bin ich der Meinung, dass ein Mensch, der seit 20 Jahren Leistungssport macht und gestählt ist, sozusagen diese Strapazen verarbeiten muss. Am Ende sind es 12 Tage Auslandsaufenthalt, die natürlich auch den Kopf vor Herausforderungen stellen, dass die vielen Impulse und die Eindrücke, die man mitnimmt, sich eben möglicherweise auch auf die Leistung auf dem Platz auswirkt. Aber die Vorteile dieser Reise stehen absolut im Vordergrund.
So there are not that many concerns, more so challenges, but first of all, the culture is obviously different. Everything is bigger, the steak that you mentioned. So these are things that we see here get used to and enjoy to get used to. The challenges are obviously, it's international trips, so the jet lag is exhausting for the guys. The weather conditions yesterday were something that we had to manage and that we had to master. But we are all professionals, and if we do it, or the players do it for 10, 20 years, some less, but they're all professionals, so they all can manage and master these challenges. And other than that, the other challenges are just the organization and stuff like that, but we are well prepared, and it's not that many concerns, just challenges what we can all master down.
All right, folks, I want to recognize that Matt and the guys have to get a training in a second. So do you guys have any last minute question? Oh, we have a last minute question come in? Great. Let me look at my phone. All right. So for Matt and the guys, just the last minute question. So obviously, the fans can only see so much of what's going on at our club, on a day-to-day basis. But from what we see, there's like a really high positive sentiment in the locker room. Can you kind of speak to that and say what fans should expect moving forward, the rest of this, international friendly, but also moving forward on the season?
Yeah, hopefully we can expect more of the same, but I think, the challenge that we've had with a sort of difficult start, a difficult period to start the season, I think showing a resilient group to come out of that period and turn around and win 2 games in a row against the first place team on the weekend at that time was a statement win for us. We feel like we've turned a bit of a corner. That's not to say there aren't going to be peaks and valleys as we continue through the rest of the campaign, but I think from a confidence level, we haven't wavered, and that was even when we were going through a difficult period. The guys stuck together. It's a credit to these guys, our 2 captains, and the rest of the group, keeping the group together, and we're hoping we can continue the trajectory that we're on currently.
You guys good to go. Thanks so much. Yep. Let me just turn this a little bit this way. So we just have for the Paderborn folks, and that question is, for Paderborn, what advice would you give to young players that would like to try to play abroad?
Ja gut, der Sport ist ja erstmal der gleiche. Im Grunde ist der gleiche Ratschlag an alle Spieler, ob in den USA oder in Deutschland, dass man mit viel wilder Engagement an den Sport rangeht, weil die Leistungsdichte und die Qualität der Spieler immer besser wird. Also es kommt ja nicht von ungefähr, dass auch in Deutschland ein Viertligist, inzwischen Erstligist, im DFB-Pokal schlägt. Und den Ball können inzwischen viele Spieler 1000-mal jonglieren. Aber der Wille zum Laufen und das Engagement für den Sieg, glaube ich, ist erstmal die Grundlage dafür, im Fußball erfolgreich zu sein. Und ob das hier so ist oder in Deutschland, ist überall das Gleiche.
So the sport is the same. So the advice goes for everybody here and abroad. It's mainly to play with passion, to live and breathe soccer, because there are so many players who play it on a great level in all kinds of league. I mean, we had a 4th division team beating someone in the DFB Pokal in Germany, so it's just, there's a lot of density and quality, and there are so many players. So what sets somebody apart is the passion and the way they play it, and with what kind of energy, and just the advice is to live and breathe it and play it with as much passion as possible.
All right. Any last minute questions? It doesn't look like it. I guess I'll just kind of wrap things up. So we'll start with the forward end of this perspective, and then we'll go to Paderborn. Keith, from the forward perspective, really, what's the hope for tomorrow night? Like, what's the hope for tomorrow night, and what are you kind of are looking forward to for providing this experience to fans?
From my perspective, I think the hope for tomorrow night's already started when Paderborn arrived in town, as already been talked about. We had an awesome barbecue the other night, great friendship, great exchange with each other, and I think the game is similar. I know that they have to prepare for a season in a month, opens up in a month, and this is an opportunity, I guess, for them to continue their preparations for that, to evaluate players. For us, it's the same. Matt talked about the cohesion within the group, so our team continuing to bond together, continuing to play together, continuing to understand each other's attributes and perform with those attributes at a high level. And then for some of the guys that haven't played as much, an opportunity to get some minutes in the game. And again, in a friendly, competitive environment, and then something that's engaging for the fans as well. Can't wait for that. Can't wait to have our fans. I'm looking across the room here and see some art on the wall, and it's guys celebrating the goal right in front of the flock end. And it's a really neat experience here, and we look to continue that tomorrow night with a great opponent and a friendly opponent.
And then the same question for Paderborn. Yeah.
Willst du mal jetzt noch?
Ja, für uns ist es natürlich auch ein Highlight, wenn wir hier spielen dürfen gegen mal ein anderes Team, was wir vielleicht so noch nicht kennen. Und ja, für uns geht es natürlich auch um die Vorbereitung, dass wir jetzt nochmal ein Stück nach vorne rücken. Wir haben vor ein paar Tagen jetzt schon mal gegen Minnesota gespielt und da haben wir, denke ich, schon ein paar Sachen ordentlich gemacht. Und darauf wollen wir natürlich aufbauen, dass wir jetzt noch mehr Dinge umsetzen können, was der Trainer uns vorgibt. Und ja, das ist ja auch eigentlich auch so unser Hauptziel, warum wir jetzt hier die Vorbereitung machen.
We're looking forward to the game tomorrow to play against a little different opponent that we don't know that much yet or that well, and obviously it's all about the preparation for the next season. We did some good, things really well in the game against Minnesota, and we're looking forward to improve these things, and we want to improve these things. That's why we're here, and we're looking forward to do that on tomorrow night.
Perfect. We're going to wrap up here. Thanks everyone for coming, whether it be Zoom or in person, and we look forward to the match tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Thanks so much, guys.